Yes, sir, we can see the screen.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum, Adab. Good evening to all of you. I'm really honored and humbled to be here in this virtual platform. I sincerely thank the ETAB leaders and Gate Center leaders for arranging such an amazing program for the teachers in the World Teachers Day. Dear colleagues, today we are here in such a moment when the whole world is paralyzed because of COVID-19, and it's uncertain when the schools will reopen. And in this situation, we are observing World Teachers Day. So at the very beginning of my presentation, I am congratulating you to be here in this virtual platform. Dear colleagues, today is the World Teachers Day, and the theme of the World Teachers Day is Teachers Living in Crisis, Reimagining the Future. This is about me. Okay, I don't think I need to be explain it. First of all, first the background of World Teachers Day. I think as a teacher, we should know the background of World Teachers Day and how did the day come. On October 5, 1966, a recommendation on the status of teachers was adopted by the UNESCO and ILO jointly. The UNESCO has been celebrating the World Teachers Day since 1994 on this day. Why? Because the UNESCO and ILO jointly thought that the teachers should have some rights, they should have some responsibilities, the teachers should have some sorts of opportunities, they should have some sort of policy regarding their employment, regarding their recruitment, regarding their teaching learning activities. So the recommendation had a set of standards, and this includes actually the rights and responsibility of the teachers. How will the teachers prepare themselves for classroom, for teaching and for learning in the real classroom, and regarding their further education, regarding their professional higher studies, their recruitment policy, their employment status, and their teaching learning conditions. So I am just showing you in this slide the key recommendations actually made by UNESCO and ILO, because I thought the teachers should know it. The recommendations made by UNESCO and ILO were the rights and responsibilities of the teachers. You know that the rights and responsibilities are closely related with each other. If you don't actually discharge your responsibilities or your duties, you cannot expect to have the rights. So this document explain how the teachers will enjoy their rights and what responsibilities they will perform. I have thoroughly studied the ILO recommendations, and I have seen that the ILO has proposed for the teachers the international standard preparation and training. We know that the teachers should prepare themselves. No one is born as a teacher. The teachers are made. So the teacher has to prepare himself. He has to receive a lot of training. He has to develop himself professionally. So teachers need further education. A teacher needs professional qualification. So all those policies are explained in this document. Recruitment policy, regarding recruitment policy, in various countries, there are various kinds of recruitment policy of the teachers. In our context as in government institutions, there is a separate recruitment policy. For private institutions, there is they have their individual recruitment policy. If you go to the document, you will get the employment status of the teachers, that is the terms and conditions. That is under what kinds of terms and conditions the teachers will be recruited. You will get the teaching learning conditions. What will be the teaching learning conditions? What will be the class size? What kind of teaching methods are, how the teaching methods will be, how the teaching aids will be selected, or the teachers must have the freedom of choosing or collecting teaching aids, how much workload they will bear, and the very important issue that I think I have found in this document is the participation of the teachers in educational decisions. That is, you the teachers, you the teachers have the right to take part in the decisions of educational policies. You have the right to get involved in policy issues that most of the teachers actually don't know. So there are salary and benefits. You have the description or the explanation of how the teachers will be actually paid the salary and benefit. And it actually depends on the context of the country, on the context of the socio-economic condition of a particular country, and the salary and benefits will be compared to the other professionals. And the consultation and negotiation with educational authorities. Yes, the teachers, they have the right, according to the UNESCO Convention, every teacher has the right to consult and negotiate with the educational authorities regarding their employment, regarding their safety and security, and regarding their jobs. So our hours of works are also mentioned here. Teachers' profession is regarded as a profession here because a profession needs expertise, knowledge, a profession needs skills. So teachers' profession is regarded here as a, teachers are regarded as a professional, or they must develop professionalism among themselves. These kind of things are also actually mentioned here in these recommendations. In this slide, I am just giving you some directions that how can this recommendation actually help you as a teacher. So if you think that I am a primary school teacher, or I am a contract teacher, or I am a part-time teacher, so I don't need this kind of recommendations. No. Every kind of teachers will get benefit from these recommendations if you go through it, and if you keep the document at your hand, and if you can bargain with your authorities or your employer. These recommendations are set by UNESCO, but you should not, or you could not do it individually, because this is the job of the association. So repeatedly I have seen in this document, the UNESCO has actually emphasized on the teachers association. The teachers association must be involved to negotiate with the employers or with the recruiting agencies. So primary teachers, secondary teachers, or tertiary teachers, or teachers or private employers, or you might be a contract teachers, you might be a part-time teachers, every kind of teachers may have the benefit of ILO recommendations. So dear colleagues, now there is a question, are these mandatory? Though there are a lot of recommendations for the teachers to upgrade the status of the teachers, but the teacher status is not being upgraded in various countries worldwide. Why? The answer is very simple, because these recommendations are not mandatory to apply for the governments, because this is just a recommendation, this is not a convention. And we know the difference between the convention and recommendations. So the members of UNESCO or ILO, they are invited by the UNESCO or ILO to apply these recommendations in their respective countries, but still we can see in most of the countries of the world, the teacher status are not up to the mark, because they are not actually applying those recommendations. but you still can refer to these recommendations because you have this document at your hand. And now let me speak about the present status of our teachers and what we are doing at this moment. In spite of all those limitations and shortcomings, in spite of our expectations or demands that we are not actually being able to fulfill by our authorities, we are actually discharging our duties. And during this pandemic time, this pandemic actually has changed the way we teach and we learn, because you see that most of the teachers have come forward to help the nation. With the students and teachers, we did not have any primary knowledge or first-hand knowledge of technology. But after the pandemic has been started, we actually came forward to help our students. And even I have seen that the teachers who actually don't have any digital literacy, he has come forward or she has come forward with just a smartphone to help his or her students. So we have gained a unique experience that we will actually apply in the future. And that is we are calling that the teachers are living at this present moment, and the teachers are imagining how the future of the students will be. Okay, so this shift means to me a great revolution in teaching learning activities, because I think during this pandemic, the things that we have actually gained regarding technology, in terms of technology, this will have a far-reaching effect in our educational situations. So, because if I think about myself, it has actually changed me and my outlook, and the way I teach my students at this moment. I actually teach my students with a new eye. I teach my students with a new mind. So I think that I am actually revealing the future of education, keeping the new normal activities and course of conduct in consideration. So new normal activities mean actually the activities that will actually suit for the new environment that is the post-COVID environment of the educational institutions and course of conducts. This will be actually kept in the consideration, because these things we are actually keeping in our mind and we are planning for the future. And we are using technology, and most of the teachers actually they are trying to learn the new technologies, and this technology has changed our perspective of teaching. Now the question is how the teachers are being trained. Okay, you see there is no chance of receiving training during this pandemic time, because the teachers or the students or the educational authority, they actually can't come out of their home. We are locked down most of the time. We are locked down at our home. So we are the teachers are self-trained. We are self-taught. And I think we are the leader of our own goals and activities.
Today I have come with a new topic.
So, I please request you to mute. Somebody has actually.
Can I ask
Yes.
moderator to mute everyone apart from the presenter and the chair?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. COVID-19 and World Teachers Day. So now I am saying something about the teachers. Actually, teachers are called the backbone of a nation, and it is one of the oldest proverbs in our country.
Automation. Those words staying connected with me for a long time now, but I
Lion Sharmin Akhtar, could you please mute your audio, please? And Mr. Ashraf sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So could you please mute everyone,
Sure,
please,
sir.
apart from the presenter now, for the time being.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Yes, can you please now unmute Mr. Sufyan sir so that we can proceed on?
Today,
Mr. Ashok sir, please don't give the
Yes.
permission to unmute by ourselves. So
Yes, don't give permission to anyone. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
And Sufyan sir, please proceed on.
Sorry, I was disconnected. Hello,
Yes, we can hear you now.
Ashraf sir, again, please,
Yes, sir.
permission of screen.
Yes, sir. It's done. You can share now.
Yes, yes, please. I need a little bit time.
Okay, sir.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, sorry for that. This was not intentional. It's just a technology issue. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, what I was actually telling you that the teachers are greater than parents. And with the teachers actually mold the child's personality. We provide the bright future of a child, and we actually mold the character of the teenagers. And that is why the teachers are the profession of a teacher is the greatest of all, according to me, I think. And I think all the teachers and the think tank of the society think like this. Teaching is the only profession actually which creates all other professions. That is why it is called a noble profession, and we are really proud of it. So that is why we should salute ourselves, because we are proud teachers. We create all other professions, and we need respect, we need honor from the society. But the problem is whether we are actually performing our duties properly or not. During this COVID-19, two terms were repeatedly pronounced, repeatedly mentioned. These two terms are learning crisis, learning gaps. But I think this crisis and this gap will be very soon minimized by the teachers. We know that our schools were closed suddenly. Even we could not say goodbye to our students, and there was a huge learning crisis happened in most of the countries of the world, especially in low-income countries. And in that situation, I have seen that the teachers of the world came forward what they have to address the crisis. They just had a small smartphone at their hand, and they came forward with that smartphone. And then they did not have any expertise knowledge or technological knowledge. They did not have any training. And in spite of that, they came forward with courage to address the crisis. I also like to thank the organization of teachers and the individual teachers who actually came forward with own initiative to solve the problems. That already mentioned by our Salma Begum Diva, Madam, that most of the teachers actually they came forward willingly. They were not actually pressed. They were not bound to come forward to support their students. So, as I am a secondary teacher, I would like to mention the role of the secondary teachers in minimizing the learning gap. Those who are involved in secondary teaching, you know that it's our duty. Our duty is to bridge the curriculum with the higher education. We get the students from primary level and we actually prepare them for the higher education. So the secondary education is actually like a bridge, and we actually try to gap the bridge between tertiary education and primary education. So that secondary teachers has a great role in remote learning, especially in the context of COVID-19. research has identified that there are lots of learning gap in especially in the poorer countries and low-income countries. Now the question is, what is learning gap? Learning gap is actually the disparity between what a student has actually learned and what he or she has expected to learn at a particular age or grade level. Just think about the present context. Our students were expected to complete their syllabus. They were expected to finish their books. They were expected to finish their course within October or November. But most of the students, they are not, they could not finish the course. Why? Because a huge learning gap occurred and happened because of COVID-19. And with the teachers, we have the responsibility to address the issue. We are actually dealing with the students of age 12 to 17 or 11 to 17, from 6th graders to 12th graders. And these students are actually, what I would like to say, they are very difficult to deal with. Because these students, if you just treat them that they are mark and we are dog and we have to pour water into them, that is not going to be successful. So as a secondary teacher, our main job is to teach our students the problem solving and develop the critical thinking among the students. But what we are doing at this moment, most of the teachers are actually, we are giving basic concept of the required subjects. Most of the teachers, we think that I need to give the students some basic concepts of math or English or Bangla. But yes, this is one of the most important duty of a secondary teacher. But you have some other jobs and duties as well. You have to develop creativity and imagination among your students, in your students. You have to develop collaboration and communication skills. You have to develop leadership skills. These are the skills set by the expert of education, and they think that if our students can develop those qualities, they can actually be the citizens of 21st century. So last of all, the schools will reopen. The COVID-19 will be soon over, and we will get a new normal teaching approaches, and we'll get a new environment in our educational institutions. So the expertise, the knowledge, the skills that we have already achieved during this COVID-19, we'll be able to use these things in our real classrooms. But the scenario of real classroom is going to be changed because of COVID-19. I think this situation will be will need time to overcome this situation. It might be 1 year or 2 years. So the new normal teaching approaches and the new environment should be created in schools and colleges and educational institutions, so that we can change our way of teaching, we can change our way of approaching, we can change methods of teaching. After all, I think that the educational institutions are actually not ready at this moment to receive those new normal environment. As a teacher, we have the duty and we have to think over it. And as I have already described in my presentation, that both we have rights and responsibilities. We have to perform our rights and we have to be very much vocal about our rights. At the same time, we have to perform our duties properly. And I think the teachers are performing their duties properly, and the teachers should be much more aware about their rights. And this is the time, this is the day we have to take oath that the teachers will actually
Sir, just 1 minute, please.
Try to uphold our status, our honor, and our position in the society. Thank Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much, respected moderator, for giving me a chance to present my presentation here. Give my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.